Hello and welcome to the energy updates here on the Astroflower. We're going to be going into the X-flare that just came off from the sun. It's definitely Earth directed, and we'll see how that's going to be affecting the Earth, but also affecting us and our elements. This is going to be used for the tarot readings, the Earth signs that come out on Thursday, Waters Friday, Fires Saturday and Airs Sunday. And we'll be going into that a lot more during the tarot reading, but yes, there has been an X-flare, and as I said, it's going to be pretty hectic for the next sort of 4, 5, 6 weeks possibly, with this energy that seems to be coming through. And we've got a special guest appearance as well today on the energy updates. So without further ado, let's just go in and see what's going on with the sun, because there's a real change in energies. As you can see here before you, this is the sun over the past few days. You can see this eruption that we talked about in the energy update yesterday, and that filament eruption that goes all the way along it. Look at that lovely filament eruption. And then we have this here. This is the next X-flare that's been going on, and it's a similar sort of eruption pattern that we saw with the one that was down here. Here it is, it's just about to kick off there, and as you well notice, this time here you had a filament eruption that was just before it erupted. And this really does change the way in which the elements are going to be affected within the world, within the vibration, within the universal vibrations within you. We talked about it going from air to fire into water and earth, and that's exactly what is happening. If we just bring up another version of the sun where you can see it a little bit better, maybe the eruptions that go on. You can see these eruptions. This is the one that we had yesterday, the eruption down here, as it comes off with that filament energy. And then we have the filament eruption, which is up the top here, that happens just before the X-flare that we had in this section there. There it goes there. But this really does change the composition of the energies of the sun, energies, the prana energies that are coming through from the sun. So let's just look at that in another sort of spectrum as well. And we talked about it yesterday. We talked about that earth energy there that's in the coronal hole. We've got the earth energy here as well. And what you're going to see is, you see this eruption here. You see where the filament comes off just after the eruption. There it goes there, the eruption there. And the filament energy, and then we have another filament energy that is erupting here. Now this filament energy is water energy. There it goes. But look at that section there. We'll see that again in a second, but that is what I'm talking about, where one element feeds into another element. So we get the earth energy, which is created by the water energy, and the air energy, which has been converted into air energy. Look how much bigger that coronal hole is now. That's going to change things, and it's pretty much earth facing at the moment. So earthquake watch, I would say, at the moment. I would personally go for just north of Australia, between the southern diamond of the Filipino plate. I'll show you that in a little bit, but in my impression it's going to be there. But we do have these filament energies here as well, so it's going to be mainly earth and water elements that is going to be affected, but there is a bit of fire in there as well. And as I said yesterday, we can direct this passionate energy in a really good way, so it becomes very, very productive rather than destructive. Let's just have a quick look at what's going on, what happened with the X-ray flux. Here's the X-ray, here's the X-flare from yesterday. Pretty much the same size. It's not too much in the way of difference in the way of size, but look at the shape. That's the interesting thing. Look at the shape, the long prolonged activity, and that's because we had that filament energy that was going off at the same time, which increased the longevity of the actual flare itself. And that means it's going to be a long-term effect upon the Earth and the aura of the Earth, which we see in the KP index, which we saw yesterday. It's been fluctuating, going between storm conditions and calm, storm conditions and calm. And talking about storms, obviously we have the hurricane. that's going into Florida. Prayers and thoughts go to everybody out there. There seems to be a lot of complications going on. There's a lot of stories going on about what's going on in that region there. Obviously, I don't know. I live in the Pyrenees. But there's a lot of hearsay about cars not starting. And the funny thing is I'm having problems with my mouse, which is a Bluetooth. And I've noticed that more and more the electricity comes in, and that air energy has been affecting, and it will affect communications, it will affect radio, it will affect Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, that sort of thing. So be attentive to that sort of things within your technology and so forth. And that's the X-flare. How do we know it's coming off in our direction? Well, if we take into account what has gone on, what they're showing on the Enlil spiral, let me just bring that up here. Here's the Earth just here, and you can see this eruption that just comes off. That's the X-flare, and it does come off in our direction when it hits the Earth. It will be approximately 4 a.m. on the 11th of October, 4 a.m. UTC time. So it's around about 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock English time or UK time. That's around about sort of 10 o'clock Eastern time on America, and around about sort of, I think it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock on west coast of America, and obviously around about sort of 2, 3 in the morning Australia time. So you may get some aurora borealises as well that come in there, nice northern lights, but that's going to increase the electricity in the air, and that may be driving some more hurricanes. As I said, I don't think we're finished with the hurricane season. I believe that we're going to have several more that come in, but we'll have to see according to what the sun's doing and the eruptions of the sun. There's a lot of talk about other sort of things that go on the internet about sort of changing weather patterns and stuff like that through various scientific techniques. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. I've got my own point of view. Maybe we'll do a special on that on one day. So it actually kicked off at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning. So we're talking on the 9th. And let's just have a quick squiz at where that is playing into the Earth's energy and how it's affecting the Earth's energy according to the chakras. So let's just bring up those chakras, shall we, of the Earth. So we're talking about 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning UTC time. So that's roughly around about here, in this section here. So it goes between the third eye and the throat chakra. And if you saw the energy update yesterday, third eye and throat chakra, well, certainly the throat chakra, it's certainly played in a lot. And it's a combination between the third eye and the throat chakra and the crown chakra. As I said yesterday, the root chakra seemed to be pulling upwards a little bit. And I think this is where it's drawing the energy up a little bit more. So be very wary of illusions in life and how that's going to affect people's emotions through their heart chakra, but also through their passions, with that water element that's coming through on the from the sun. Okay, so yeah, it's good. It's been majorly affecting. It will majorly affect that sort of thing, and it probably will affect. It probably will affect the way in which we process our mental energies, our thinking. So if you do have mental health issues, and I think most people do, so don't worry about it. We all got a little bit on the spectrum. You know, even my dog's on the spectrum. Isn't that right, Cody? Yeah, he's still chasing moles. Yeah, so you know, it's going to affect. It can affect you. So make sure you do look after yourself. You know, help you to sort of be in a good place through meditation, through sport, through eating well, sleeping well, drinking well as well, which is really important. But let's just have a look at the energies a little bit closer, like we did with the hurricane in the yesterday's energy update. So let's just have a closer look at the energies that are going through. This energy here, which is vertical energy, it comes through that section there, and this energy here is going out through this section here. and this energy here is going in the opposite direction like that. So it's actually opening up the energies in that spot there. It's really sort of pushing the energies like that. So it's pushing against the third eye and the throat chakra and the crown chakra. It's pulling it apart here. And this could be really good for increasing consciousness, basically, within the general public, within people. Maybe here is this moment where we're going to start to see where the veil is going to fall, and we're going to see what is actually really going on in the world. This is where mental health can be a little bit of an issue for a lot of people. So make sure you do sort of pay attention to that, and make sure you understand what is going on with all of those sort of things. And, you know, looking after yourself is really important. So let's just have a look at that flare as it came off, and we're going to look at it through the LASCO telescope, which shows the corona of the sun. Now this is the sun is in the middle. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? We'll have a look at that. We'll have a closer look at that in a minute. There's the X flare that came off earlier on. Here it is here. You can see the little planet going out in the background. And here's the X flare there. It goes off, boom, and it goes off in our direction, all of that sort of direction, as it were. And it's been, it should be, and it coming through in the next sort of couple of days. It'd be very interesting to see how the aura or the magnetic field of the Earth actually works well. So I've just blown it right up, figuratively speaking. And let me just take you through a little bit of this, as if my mouse allows me. As we get these eruptions that come off from the sun, we see this special guest star appearance of a little comet that comes in on the right hand side, as you can well see. But look at that eruption that happens at the same time. And I think here, and we've seen this in the past as well, this eruption that happens around this sort of section here, around that sort of section there, really is that sort of section there. Sorry, I couldn't see my hand there. From that section there, it's almost pushing against the comet. It's a tiny little comet. I wouldn't say it's very, very big, because it's being captured there on the satellite. But as we go further through on it, you can see that eruption is really directed in that sort of direction there, and it's going to push. As you can see, the comet gradually lifts up and goes outwards, and I don't think it's actually going to hit the sun, although there is major comets that hit the sun. There's usually around about sort of 200 a year, and they always hit in the same sort of similar direction. It's the way a solar system works. But this eruption here really blows in that sort of direction there to sort of sort of push out that satellite, push out that not satellite, is it? It's a comet. And then we can see this eruption, the other eruption that comes off there. That's the X flare there that we're sort of like coming through in our direction. And that will be here, as I said, on the 4th of, the 11th of October. I'll get there in a minute. So here is the Astroflower in its entirety. At the top there, you can see that's Libra energy that's coming through at the moment. Opposite down here, you've got this here on this section here. You've got Aries, so that's, you've got Libra. You've got Scorpio that does this section here, and then after that, and etc, etc. Going through all of the signs. You've got Capricorn that is just here. You've got Sagittarius is just there, etc. So you'll be able to see, you can stop the video, you can take a screen capture. You'll be able to see how it's affecting your earth and water elements ahead of the weekly readings that will be coming out this week here. That's going to be affected by these energies that are coming off from the sun, the prana energies, if you like. So, yes, without further ado, let's... that's it for pretty much for today, the energy updates. There will be more and more coming out. As I said, it's going to be a lot more active over the next sort of 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So I might be doing these on a much more sort of regular basis, so you can get your head round what the changing elements are. And it's quite important at the moment in changing elements, as we change from that air and fire to earth and water, and a little bit of fire mixed in there as well. Yes, so thank you for all the support you give to this channel. Absolutely beautiful. I'll see you over at the weekly readings. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.